So there's a young generation of realtors coming up through the ranks because we're old now. I'm midlife and you're like
old
3/4 life.
I am. It's official.
You're 90% of the way there. So good that we have young blood coming in.
Thank goodness.
Like Cristina Martinez. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome.
Scared.
Well, this is her very first show and first episode and first podcast ever.
Yeah.
New to the real estate business. And so greetings, Signature Studio Spotlight Series. This is the ball guy in the red tie. I almost forgot my intro. And with Susan Ebert and Cristina Martinez. And we are talking to the future generations of real estate agents. This one is a perfect example. So Susan, I'll let you introduce her and take it away.
Okay, so this is always exciting to me because I'm a mom, right?
Yeah.
And I'm the age of a grandma. Many children just haven't done that yet. So when you came in and interviewed and you were just this little innocent girl with questions and wide eye of hope, that's what makes me happy. Because I know that we can change each other's lives. You're going to keep me young, and I'm going to make you old.
Definitely have.
But I'm just so glad that you're here because it
Thank
really is the
you.
truth. You are the future, and whenever someone comes to the brokerage and you're that future, I see it. And so, yes, it takes time when you're really young, and you got to grow, and you got to mature, and you got to have experiences. But, dude, you're 19 now. We've got to take you out of the crib. So I'm really excited. I'm glad you're with the brokerage. I can hardly wait to see what it is you're going to do. And so welcome to our show. I'm glad you're here talking to us.
Thank you.
Because we want to get to know you.
Okay.
Okay? We're going to get to know you a little bit more.
So we'll start off there. So you're 19 years old. That's a very young age to get into real estate. So what prompted you to get into this? Like, what gave you that original idea, and what's that process been like for you?
Honestly, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I was doing like COVID college or whatever, all online, it didn't really work out for me. And I knew my parents were paying out of pocket for it. I didn't have a scholarship or anything like that. So I was like, why do this if this isn't what I fully want to do? And my parents are putting a lot of money into this. So I kind of just started researching, seeing other things that were available, not going to a 4-year college.
Mm-hmm.
So there came up like a lot of different investors and stuff like that, and I got really into wanting to invest. And then I don't know how it turned into just wanting to get my license, and I did it, and now I'm here.
And so when did you start that process?
When did I get my like real estate license?
Like,
or?
when did you get that idea, like, okay, I'm going to sign up for real estate courses? When was that?
When I was like 18 and a half, around
So
there.
6 months ago?
Just so brave, right?
Like a year ago, yeah.
About a year ago. So in 2021,
Yeah,
right about that?
definitely.
And so I always find it fascinating how people get into real estate because there's so many different reasons why people get into it. But it's very interesting that a young person of your age would get into it. So that's exciting because you're starting your adult path on the real estate path. So that's going to be a lot of adventure for you.
Yeah, it has been already.
Yeah.
Well, and it's a level of intelligence that most 19-year-olds don't have.
Right.
Thank
so
you.
that's what we're giving you kudos for.
Thank
is that
you.
at 19, I was not doing that.
Yeah.
I
Can you
had
imagine?
no head of thinking about the purpose of my life and how can I create a better life for myself. Like that was not even in my head. So it's a proud moment to see when a 19-year-old gets it together and says, I'm going this route.
Thank you.
And see what happens. Yeah.
So did you bump into Christian and John?
Yeah, so
Slater?
I was looking for like other investors, and there was an investor she's actually another real estate agent. Her name is Kendra, and she was investing. She was doing like foreclosure stuff, and she invited me to her club, and that's where I met John. And I think he kind of saw the same thing you did.
Yeah.
Lots of hope, and we kept talking, not even like about investor stuff, just I told him that I wanted to become an agent. I was thinking about it, and I was going through like my schooling or whatever, and he was like, okay, like when you finish, come talk to me. I think he was kind of thinking like I wasn't going to go through with it. And then like a couple months later, I was like, okay, like I passed my test. What are we doing?
He's like, wow, you actually did it?
Yeah. He was surprised, and he was like, oh, okay, well, like come down to the brokerage. I'll have you meet Susan, and then we'll like go from there. And yeah.
Well, and you're so lucky that you met those two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
they are brilliant. They've been on the show twice, right?
Yeah. Christian and John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
3 times because they came in as a duo. But they are just some brilliant people. So you are so lucky. And then you got Susan and 180 agents of us here at the brokerage. So.
Crazy fake mom.
Yeah, and grandma and
And broker.
the broker mom. We need to come up with a good name for that.
It can't be BM.
Yeah. So you're up in the Riverside area or San Bernardino?
So I used to live in San Bernardino. That's where I grew up with my parents and everything like that. And then 3 months ago, I moved out here.
Mm-hmm.
Never having been to Murrieta, only for boot camp with Susan. I was basically just in a situation where it was very negative, not very motivating.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, if I want to do this, like I can't be here. You know, I need to move forward for myself as well. So I saved up a lot of money working at Amazon for a while.
Oh, cool.
And that paid me through my real estate licensing, and then that helped me move out. I had enough money to move out by myself. So yeah, I moved out here, and
Another
now
30-year-old thing to do at 19.
Yeah,
right?
there's a lot of
bad environment gonna change it. I think that took me till I was 40 when I finally did it. Yeah, impressive.
some people who learn quicker than others, huh?
Yep.
Well, good for you for starting a whole new chapter and story of your life. That's
Thank you.
fantastic because so many people get stuck into those routines and they just never grow out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So what were some kind of your inspirations of life? Because it seems like you have a lot of wisdom for a 19-year-old.
Oh, thank you. My dad, he owns his own construction business. So I've always seen that kind of entrepreneurial mindset where he was able, and he's still able to go out to Glamis every weekend, once a month, and just live his best life out there. And both my parents, my mom too, have raised me to be really independent. And if I want something, I have to do it myself. And they've always helped me, but to a point where, exactly how I said, if I want something, I have to do it myself. I can't rely on them, and I can't be needing them, if that makes sense.
Well, good job, Mom and Dad. Yeah, very good job. I mean, we see a lot of young people.
Another 30-year-old thing to say.
Yeah.
Like figuring it out young.
Wise behind
And
her ears.
and just taking the courageous steps to go, okay, I'm not going to need this. And so I'm going to go where and how and get the things that I need is also brave.
Thank you.
It's really brave.
So what was your first impression of Susan when you met her?
At first, I was very intimidated. And then she just kind of started talking more, and I was like, oh, she's, just someone else, I guess.
Yeah.
Another person. I saw her more as like a person, not a real estate broker, in the most respectful way.
No, you need to, because we exalt people, and they shouldn't be exalted by status or position. I really don't think anyone should. We're walking side by side, arm in arm, moving forward, creating a better place and a better world, and it's wrong to exalt anyone because of a different title or money. It's not right. So another 30-year-old thing at age 19 to recognize.
That was definitely my first impression. It was like, this lady wants me to move forward. She wants me to do good. She's very encouraging, and that wasn't something I was used to. Like, I think the other day, like, you told me you were proud of me, and I walked out of the door, and I was like, oh, that really, thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I think it took a lot of, because I remember being in a real estate office, when you're first getting started, and everybody's a rock star, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of big personalities and egos and stuff like that. But you just walk down the hallway and, hey, can I ask you a question? Come on in, but I think what it was impressive and I was proud about is that you had that initiative to go meet people,
And I don't think I had that about 3 weeks ago. I think that's just a recent thing, that I was so scared to talk to other agents, even in the office, for no reason. No one was ever mean to me. No one ever gave me a reason to be scared. I was just so intimidated. So, like, these people are so successful. They might think I'm just some, like, dumb young girl, So that's kind of something that I've been really pushing myself to do, is talk to other agents, because I see everybody's strength as an outsider, as not really like an experienced agent. I get to notice everybody's strength. So I've kind of been asking everybody just about their strength and like how I can use everybody's experience to also help me, and just kind of get a more educated stance as a realtor.
Well, you landed in the perfect sandbox because what this lady has created is this whole culture of collaboration. Because if you go to other brokerages, they're sometimes not as nice, meaning there's just a lot of closed doors and secrecy kind of thing. Whereas from the beginning, Susan's always encouraged us all to just share and get along. And she used to be a preschool teacher. Did you know that?
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
So really, we're all just a bunch of her kids.
Yeah. It's adult daycare now.
That is the best description of a real estate office I could hear.
But I'm equipped.
Yeah.
And I will make you change your diapers.
Yep.
And give you a smack.
Yeah.
Yep. It's fun, though. Another 30-year-old, 19-year-old thing.
Yeah.
Like, just to go and walk down the hallway, it's just brave.
Yeah.
And it's unknown. I always say fear is my favorite acronym because I think it's false evidence appearing real, right? And so our imagination gets us that self-talk of, wait a minute, I can't do that. Wait, what are they going to think of me? Because then we think we're a little bit of a people pleaser. And then you just have to go, no, I don't care what you think of me. I'm going to go see if I can gather the information I need to help me be a better human. And I just did that last week too. I just said, no, I don't care what you think of me. And I did a crazy thing too. So, but your crazy thing is going to bring you success.
Thank you. And I think that's exactly what it was. Is I was like if they think I'm dumb or if they think I'm annoying, like I'm going to be here for a while. So like I kind of just have to like make friends with everybody and like try and get to know everybody just to be able to collaborate and learn most
and
of all.
And nobody thinks that when someone's new. And so like that's not even real. Like everyone looks and they're like, oh man, I wish I would have done that when I was 19. Thank goodness she's asking the questions and learning this young. Nobody even thinks that. Like that's total imagination. No one will go, oh, you're not smart. You're 19. Like you've only been alive for 19 years. Like I'm 3 times as old.
I think your real estate license is about her age, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's when my real estate license was born.
Yeah. Yeah, just to have that initiative at 19 and then like you seem like someone that you see something and then you want it and then you go for it.
That's where I'm at right now. Definitely. I feel like that kind of mentality has kind of come in waves for me. Like when I wanted to be an investor, I went to the investor club. I found out how to sign up, how to, get to know people. And then I wanted to be a real estate agent. I found out how to pass my test. I did it all on my own, paid for it all on my own. And then I was like, okay, I passed. And that's where John really came in and helped me a lot. I definitely didn't do that part on my own. Susan as well really helped me.
I'm just the cheerleader. She did all the work.
But I needed a cheerleader. I definitely needed one. I feel like she knew that. So.
Yeah, that's a fun part though.
Have you watched, we have the show, I could send you some clips, but you should watch the one with John Slater and Christian Rios, because Christian was young.
Yes.
When he was like 17 and knew that he wanted to be a real estate. I was like, you knew you at 17 you want to be a real estate agent? And then he just going to the moon.
John has this ongoing thing where he's like, she's going to be the next Christian Rios.
Yes. Yeah. And that's right.
Thank you.
You're just going to be younger and female and hotter.
Sorry, Christian.
Sorry, Christian.
And then John has a fantastic story as well, coming from England, and so you're with a really, really good group there. So
I'm blessed.
You fell into the right path there. So it's funny when something's meant to be, like those doors just start opening, or you kick them open, or you come down the hallway. So good job. That's good.
Yeah, that is it's a proud mama.
Are you ready for Susan's round of questions?
All right.
Okay, so I'm all the personal questions. Okay, so where were you born?
I was born in San Bernardino.
Okay.
San Bernardino, California.
And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 older sisters and a younger brother.
Okay, so you're middle.
Yeah.
Kind of. Oh, I'm so sorry you got neglected like that.
I didn't. I feel like it's what made me be so independent. I got the right amount of love.
Right? I got the right amount of beatings. I don't know. In those days, they gave it to you. What for? Okay, who's your favorite? Your mom or your dad? No, don't answer that. I'm joking.
I won't.
I'm totally joking.
One of them will cry.
Are you closest with anyone particular in your family? Your brother or your sister?
No, I would say an equal amount.
Yeah.
We all get along. We have a group chat. We talk all the time.
And do you have one that is kind of in the same entrepreneur spirit as you, where you actually feel more connected in those conversations where you watched one of them be entrepreneurial and then you were going to follow it?
Yeah, my older sister, Karina, She's not entrepreneurial, but she is very business minded. She was the first one in all of our family, like cousins, brothers and sisters, all of that, to go to college and graduate. And then she just, like I guess how you said I kicked open doors for myself, that's exactly what she did. And she got in all the right places at all the right times.
Yeah.
And now she works at for like a government warehouse, and she's a manager, and she trains other managers, and it's very inspiring. She definitely got it all done without knowing how to get it done.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like, I still kind of say like, well, if Karina did it, like I can do it. So
Yeah.
Good job, big sister.
Yeah,
Good job.
that's
She knows
good,
that.
right? And that's amazing, because everybody needs one of those. My dad was one of those, and he just went to work every single day. I had a strained relationship with my father, but he did that part right, and that rubbed off on me. The strained part had forgiveness years later, thank God. But then when he passed away, there's that part where mom's family were all entrepreneurs, dad had the work ethic, and I got to say, I'm going to take the best of both of you, and I'm going to hope I implement that in my life. And so it's nice when you have someone in your family to be able to emulate, but you do know you're going to soar beyond her. Just in case you didn't know.
oops.
It's that encouraging
She's
part.
gonna be
yeah.
mad about that.
Oh, she's going to encourage you even more. And then you can buy her something and she'll be happy about it. You're like, hey, get me something. I want some stuff.
Buy her a house.
She just bought one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
having two.
She bought a really nice house. Yeah, maybe she wants a second one.
Yeah. Gotta get yours first. Okay, so on a personal level, what's your favorite color?
I like the color yellow and like a dark green.
Is there a reason?
No, and I like pink too because I'm really girly.
Yeah, I'm a pink girl too.
Yeah, I like
Okay,
pink.
tennis shoes or high heels?
Tennis shoes for sure.
Me too. Oh my, give me some flats all day. But I like to be tall, so I'm making eye contact with boys. I'm like, you're not the boss. Y'all stand right here.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So I like the heels for the power, and I like the tennis shoes for the comfort. Okay, favorite food?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I'd say like I like sushi. I really like sushi. I'm mostly vegan, so I eat a lot of smoothies. I like smoothies. Lots of fruits, different veggies.
Really?
Yeah.
Is your family vegan?
No, I'm like very macho Mexican household. I just kind of, I don't know, from a young age, I was always like, I don't want to do what everybody else is doing, kind of. I became vegan at like 15 years old. Yeah.
No kidding.
And I still get made fun of for it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make fun of you.
You
here
made
now.
a face like you were going to.
I'm gonna do it right here, right now.
Got the target on you now.
Oh, I'm a meat eater. I am, and I will eat things that have eyeballs in it. I think they're delicious.
Yeah, my boyfriend, he's not vegan. I still make chicken and like salmon for him and stuff like that. I don't really care about anybody else.
So you're not a mean vegan.
No, I'm not a mean vegan.
The
I
ones that
just,
scold you. And,
yeah, like, I'm gonna get scolded for cooking chicken.
What's your favorite dessert?
Oh my god, anything chocolate. I love like chocolate cake, just chocolate, milkshakes. I really love dessert.
I just want you to know. Yeah, you can't tell that though, and that is the blessing of 19. Yeah, you got that for another 10, 20 years, and
I
just
know,
keep
huh?
eating chocolate shakes because they're delicious. Okay, do you like to cook?
Yeah, I love to cook.
What's
yeah.
your favorite thing to cook?
I like tofu and veggies. Very, very basic but easy, and I think it's good.
Yeah, and it's good for you.
Yeah, it's good for you. Yeah.
Favorite hobby outside of real estate investing or real estate?
I like hiking or going to the gym.
You do?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No kidding.
Yeah, I really want to travel, but I don't have the money for it right now. So
Uh-huh.
you'll see that in the future.
Good, good. Where's the first place you want to go?
I have a goal for like, I want to, you know those houseboats that you get like on the lake?
Yes.
I want to get one of those for my 20th birthday. So that's my,
Okay.
now that I said it out loud. I'm
Okay,
kinda
now you
It's
have
gonna
to do
have
it.
to happen
Yeah.
now.
Okay, so when's your birthday?
June 20th.
Okay, so we've got April, May,
Got 3 months.
Yeah, I got 3 months.
and how much is it?
It's like $5,000.
It is?
You
If
can
you
make
want to donate, I'm taking
Right,
donations.
right, we're taking donations. Hello, we're taking donations for the Cristina birthday fund. But can't you partner with other people and have them go with you and like split that
Yeah.
cost? So if
Yeah, I
5 people
could.
went, then it's only 1,000 each.
I could, yeah.
And is it a houseboat? Where will you go?
Like Lake Mead, Lake Mojave, my family I've been growing up going to that lake every summer. So since like 5 or 7, I remember seeing those boats, and like when they pull offshore, they like honk the horn. So I told my family, like, I'm gonna be honking that horn, and they'll make fun of me. I was like, you're not invited to my boat. Like,
So I want to really know how this works because I actually don't know. I'm learning something at 60. Okay, so do you rent the boat and you can sleep on it?
yeah, there's like rooms inside, and there's like a kitchen and a shower, and it has a deck with like a jacuzzi and a slide that comes down. Yeah, they're really.
You don't know what a houseboat is?
I do, but I didn't know that you.
Yeah, it's a floating apartment.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
what
and you
my
can just
rent-
have it for as many days as you want.
like 4 nights or 4 days is about $5,000.
And then do you have to buy, like, you have to run the boat?
So I don't think I could.
Drive the
I think
boat?
I-
What do you do on a boat?
Yeah, you drive the boat, but
Sail?
someone drives it like offshore, and then they like get picked up on a little floaty boat, and then it's yours after that.
Oh, yes, yeah, I could never do that. I
But I
can't
don't
drive a
think-
boat. Do not give me a house on water to drive. That's very brave. I think you should pick someone
Yeah, I have
to
to
drive for you.
and to put their name under it because I don't think I can.
Oh, good, you're only gonna be 20. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're also recruiting parents to go on this trip.
Chaperones.
Chaperone, someone that can go and actually do this for her. Well, it sounds like a little mini vacation for you and the boys.
You could be a realtor for houseboats.
Ooh.
I guess that's just a boat rental place, but probably the same thing.
So, like, do you just go in the middle of the lake, or is there a destination you go from a place to another place?
Yeah, you can like go to like different coves. There's like cliff jumping out there. There's hot springs.
Would
There's,
you jump off a cliff?
I have.
No.
Yeah, I went skydiving too.
That's right. I know that.
This is misadventurous here.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so how high did you go when you jumped out of the plane?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Mine was 11,500. Like it was a 12,000 foot
I
jump.
think it was a 12,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
12,000.
Yeah. So what would you say is the best experience about that? Because I know how fun it is. Because you
I
feel like
think-
you're flying.
You do feel like you're flying. I think the first like 5 seconds I was there, but I kind of blacked out.
Yeah.
Like I was just like frozen, really scared. But then I kind of like realized like, oh my god, like I'm flying, yeah. And then I think when I landed and like you first feel your feet, it was euphoric. I don't have any other way to describe
We
it.
love the earth when we land on it.
We love the earth.
That's so true. I never thought I'd be a girl of nature. But when I landed on it, I'm like, I love you, land. Yeah. But it's fun, isn't it?
It's really fun.
I was the exact same way when I jumped out. It was like, okay. I remember shutting my eyes and going, oh, okay. Here we go.
I think the skydive instructor, who's very good at his job, kind of took my mind off of it, because if he would have gave me a couple more seconds, I don't think I would have gone through with it. But
Yeah.
it was like 1 second, my feet were hanging off the plane, and then I
Here
was
we go.
Yeah, I was flying. That was it.
Everyone does it different. They like pushed me out.
They
like,
pushed you?
Like I was on the edge, and I'm like, am I gonna feel you behind me? And he just goes 1, 2, 3. I'm like, oh, I believe I can fly.
You're going. Too late now.
Don't you think that was the best part? Is that you know that you're going down, but you feel like you're going forward.
Yeah.
Like you want to
'Cause
do
you're
this.
falling face
Yeah, you
first.
want to do the Superman pose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you swear you're not going to do this, but I did. I was like,
I threw up the piece.
yeah. Right.
Oh, did you have the cameraman in your
Yeah,
face?
uh-huh.
Oh,
yeah.
look,
And I just-
they're crazy.
They are. He was telling
What a
me
fun
about like
job.
all of his jobs and all of his different jumps, and I was fascinated. I do want to get my skydiving license. I know that's a sensitive topic in the brokerage, but
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. There were some girls. Well, Nikki, no, not Nikki. Kathy Lansford's daughters. They're twins, and they do that a lot.
Yeah.
And they do all the flying. They wear the helmets, the beautiful pink outfits, and they.
They do it by themselves, right?
Yes,
they don't do the
they
tandem.
do.
That's cool.
Yeah, they have got it down. They have got it down. So, yeah. So, we won't talk about the landing of poor Christina, the other Christina.
the other Christina.
Yeah, that wasn't a good
There's
landing.
like 7 Christinas at the
It-
brokerage.
That's right, but you spell your name how?
CR. The
That's
Mexican
right.
way.
That's right. She's got to be unique in all things. That's right. Okay, so adventurous, wanting to travel,
Yeah.
houseboat first,
Yeah, houseboat first.
right? Do you want to have kids?
I don't know. I think about it and like I love my niece and nephew so much and it makes me want to, but then I don't know. I see like everybody being a mom in the office and like they talk about all their struggles, which power to them, but it's never kind of really.
Good, because you're only 19.
Yeah.
If you start thinking it, you let me know and I will slap you.
Okay.
Get through your 20s.
Yeah.
Give
Enjoy
yourself
your
some
20s.
time. Give
Build
some
yourself a
time.
foundation.
Yeah, I
You know?
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I told my boyfriend. I was like, I have a baby. It's my business.
Yeah.
Right now it is.
It is.
Yeah.
That's right. You gave birth. That's a lot better thing to
So-
give birth to.
I want to kind of talk more about, because you are so young getting into this, but what has it been like for getting into real estate and then specifically kind of going through a signature system with like the boot camp and stuff? Like, what's been your experience with going through that process?
It wasn't what I expected it to be like. I thought it was going to be more like class, like still like high school, like, oh, I'm going to go learn about real estate. You know, it's going to be like a class setting, not like a coworker, you know, intellectual colleagues kind of setting. So that I'm still getting used to. Trying to dress more professional.
Fun.
Yeah. I'm still kind of learning, still kind of, I guess, going through the process. But it wasn't as intimidating as I thought it was going to be. There's still a lot to learn for me, but I have learned a lot and I have really grown. Just being across the desk from John, he is so smart and I listen to him all the time and he still makes fun of me. He's like, that was awkward when I get off a call. Or like, I'm like, yeah, it was kind of awkward. He makes me like feel better about being new and also keeps encouraging me to like, maybe you change these words, say it like this, it'll make you sound better. And I think that's kind of like what I'm going through right now. The beginning was very fast and now it's just kind of slowed down and I'm trying to learn from other agents and talk to everybody, go to all the panels that I can, monthly meetings, learn everything about everything I can, I guess. That one saying about like, you don't know what you don't know, that kind of became very true once I was put in this office, especially after I like moved out here and I didn't have anything to do but be at this office is like the only place I knew, and Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Is that vegan?
You can make like
Oh, wow.
everything vegan there. I love it.
Well, and so we have another new agent, Andrew, coming
Uh-huh.
kind of through the same process and stuff like that. But what's so cool to watch you guys, because he's 19, 20, around that age, but it's that fresh enthusiasm for life, for all this kind of stuff. And so it makes us older people go, yeah, this is a pretty cool business, isn't it? Because after a while you get cynical and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
And so to see that fresh enthusiasm is pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I think everybody's been like laughing because I'm going around the office asking like, hey, you want to be in my TikTok? Hey, you want to be in my Instagram reel? And Josh Bringus, he was like, I have 3 minutes. Like, how long is this? You know, like in a nice way, he was joking. And I was scared to go talk to him. I was like, this guy's not, he's going to be like, no, like get out of my office. But I asked him and he smiled and waved.
Yeah.
And so did Susan.
Yeah, I did too. She had me do it. I'm like, what do I have to do?
Yeah.
But that's fun. And I love that you're going to grab that part, the media part. So it's like, that's something that I don't naturally do. And you young people do that. And there is a place for that. And people will find you and you can create your identity and your expertise there also. And that's the part, when someone sees something and you recorded it, you get that time to make that first impression and it gets to be perfect. And then you see it over and over again. So you don't have to be perfect every time because you can go back to that little screen and go, that was perfect.
Yeah.
And send someone to that. So I love that you use media.
That's
and
exactly
stuff.
what I came to talk to John about. I was like, hey, you're really creative. How do I do that? How am I more creative?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
help me.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
fun to be a star. Okay,
is.
I love talking about you, but let's have you talk about me now. It's fun. It's fun to make yourself a little celeb. Celeb status never hurt anyone. I like a little celeb status every once in a while.
That's why you got a room full of cameras here.
Okay, well, in this room, I'm trying to find out about you. Oh, okay, so where would you see yourself in 5 years?
I think definitely with a lot more transactions under my belt and some investment properties. In 5 years, hopefully travel to some other countries and just kind of, I guess probably in 5 years, I guess, predict to be at my peak.
Okay.
Really just educated and still fresh, so still have that new enthusiasm where I'm not like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And I look forward to where I am going to be in 5 years. I try not to plan too far ahead because I'm always thinking ahead and I find myself not very living in the present. So I need to start like backing it up, and if it's in the past, like I don't even think about it. So I also trying to like retrace my steps and kind of think about like where I've been and where, like, if I was 17-year-old me looking at me right now, I would be like, what are you doing? Like, where are you? Who are those people? You dropped out of college? Like, what?
Yeah.
I was one of those like kids that I spent my whole life like, school is my thing, this is what I need to do. I think that it's like the first generation, immigrant parent mindset drilled into you, where they're like, you need to go to college, like that's the only way to succeed. I always had that mindset. I was like top 10% of my class, always studying, trying to be smarter, and then just one day kind of everything changed.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I'll be in 5 years.
It's so exciting, and it's really a short time away. It's not that far away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it does take that amount of time to grab the experience in order to grow to what you want to be when you grow up. It really does take that. And so be patient with yourself with the time. Do you know what I mean? Because it does take a second. But I think the hardest thing at 19 is, I was just drunk and stoned. So I was like, I look at you and I'm like, if you're not getting drunk and stoned, I'm one proud person. And if you are, knock it off.
Okay.
Because you have a lot to do in 5 years, and 5 years is a short amount of time, not a long amount of time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I have a lot of hope, and, I expect great things from you.
Thank you.
Simply because of the first time we met, sitting at the conference room table, the questions you were asking were totally smart, and then coming alongside these guys and being in a role where you can learn and listen and not be afraid to duplicate and repeat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And be easy on yourself, because you have to learn it. You've only been alive 19 years.
I know.
I mean, it's
still
not the longest time.
I'm still trying to learn everything, like I said, going to
Yeah.
everything, speaking to everyone, asking
Yeah.
the questions that I want to ask. I think being in an office with John and Christian, them being my team leads
Yeah.
is honestly like a paid internship. I tell everybody that because I learned so much from them, and every time I was always so scared to ask questions because I was like, what if they don't even answer my question? What if they don't want to help me? And every time I have ever asked anybody a question in this office, whether it be like Jenna or John and Christian, they have always gone above and beyond to answer my question, and then also check in afterwards and be like, hey, you mentioned this, like, did you get around to doing it, or did you need any help with it? And that has also been very motivating to keep me on my feet and be like, they're gonna ask me about it, so
Yeah.
I better
follow
start follow through.
Yeah, accountability is huge. And once again, 30-year-old in a 19-year-old body.
What's funny?
Because people don't like accountability. Like, that's a challenging thing. That's a sensitive thing. Hey, you're not the boss of me.
Justin Bringus and Justin Short, they have that accountability partner.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's $500. I actually have one with my friend, not $500, but I've been doing that, and I do that. It's like $30.
Yeah. Money's money, though, yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
money is money. So shout out to her. Shout out to Leah.
Good for her. Because that's what we do every morning at 8. It's like if you miss it and you don't show up, it's $100. If you tell me you're going to do something the next day and you come back and you didn't do it, it's $25. And we all vote what charity it's going to go to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a powerful thing to come together and hold yourself responsible. And sometimes we have our strengths, but then the weakness is, hey, I'm not good at this part, so I got to put myself in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I like coming to work at 9 o'clock. Me. And I'm like, well, then I better get here at 8.
You're never anywhere on time, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I'm always on time because I'm not paying that $100.
Yeah.
Right? No, I did, last time we did the accountability group, I might have donated to the cause because I was 1 minute late. But no, that's good. So you have someone doing that with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, see, that's brave too, because now someone can see your vulnerability, but they also get to see your growth. So my one piece of advice is don't be afraid to be vulnerable, because that authenticity in that, people then want to come alongside your mission and your vision and help you. Like, I want to do that with you.
Yes, and I think me showing my vulnerability on that first time we met was what really just, I don't know, we kind of connected.
Yes.
And you've really encouraged me, and I was like, I don't need to be anywhere else but here. And I did audition, or I don't know. Interview, yeah, not audition. Interview with another brokerage, and he's great. He still checks in with me, but it was so close to home that I just felt like I didn't need to be there. I didn't want to be there. And when I came out here, I liked how different it was, how this was all so new. I'd never been to Marietta. I was telling him I didn't even know of Marietta. So it was definitely something that I felt like I needed to do, somewhere I needed to be, and I was just there at the right time and was vulnerable to you, and it put me in a really great position.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud. I'm happy. I'm so glad you're
here. Thank you.
Because I just want to watch you grow, you know, because that's what people.
I can tell that. I can tell John as well. He really wants me to grow and get better. Yeah. And
don't beat yourself up if you make a mistake. You just correct.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I always told him, like, oh, I messed up. And he was like, just send another text, like autocorrect or, you know, whatever it is. He's very helpful with that. He doesn't let me get in my head and kind of just jokes around with me about little mistakes I make.
Yeah, you got it. And everyone does.
Yeah.
Everyone does. There's no one who's doing this perfect. And so, yeah, just keep surrounding yourself with that goodness. And don't let the lie get you ever. That you're not old enough, not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, because you are all of those things.
Thank you.
So it's a good thing.
Thank you.
It's exciting.
Well, we see a big, wonderful future on the horizon for you, and you're in the right place at the right time with the right people. So
I have one more question.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay, so if you had a preference with buyers or sellers, who do you like better to have a conversation with, a buyer or a seller?
I'd say right now a buyer, because a lot of them I know, even though I don't know a lot, I still know more than they do when it comes to like buying a home. Yeah. So I can help them, and if they have a question, something that John taught me was like, I don't have to know it. I can always just look it up and then, or ask John and answer that for them later. Whereas with like sellers, they're just kind of, since they're selling their home, I feel like they have a little bit of entitlement, and they're a little bit more like not welcome to a new agent. But I still have had to talk to, you know, buyers, both and buyers and sellers have been kind of mean, you know, but to like me being new, but I think because buyers are also new to real estate, that kind of helps me be able to teach them and guide them. And
so you see your value in working with buyers right now.
At the moment,
for sure.
And
and
Spanish-speaking buyers.
Well, and it's an obstacle to overcome for sure when you are young and having people taking you serious. And so that's another courageous thing to do. Okay, no, I'm going to lean into this and I'm just going to go for it. You know what I mean? So, but I always encourage you to do both, because then it stretches the limits and it takes you to another place you wouldn't have gone. So don't ever be afraid to try something, make a mistake, and readjust. Okay? So yeah, that's with buyers and sellers. But, okay, I have one more question. I know, just want your thoughts on, I have other questions. Okay, so have you ever thought about having your own brokerage and doing your very own brokerage?
Yes, I definitely have.
Interesting.
But I think that right now I have a lot of room to grow, and I'm in a really good place that I don't want to ruin it. But definitely with like even John having his brokerage license, that kind of makes me want to get one as well and open up my own brokerage. But I don't want to get ahead of myself and ruin the good position that I'm in right now.
Well, another 30-year-old thing to say. No, so you can see that in you right away, that you have those dreams and those goals. So I want to encourage you. Stick with it. And when you're ready to do that, I want you to come have a candid conversation with me and John, and we will tell you what we see for real and if you're ready. Because
Okay.
I will tell you the truth. And if I know that that's your goal, now what do I get to do? I get to get you ready for that, right? And so I'm glad that that's out there right now. That
Yeah, you did that on
someday-
It'll be fun to watch this video in 5 years.
I know,
Yes,
huh?
and we'll watch it in 5 years, and then we'll, sometimes you say stuff and you're like, wait a minute, I'm going to pivot. And then you go
Yeah.
and you try it, and you're like, okay, that wasn't for me. Don't ever see something as quitting when you need to go another direction. Just pivot, because that's what you're doing. You're like, okay, wait, correct that course. I had that thought, and remember the dream, right? And then pivot to go toward the dream. What's working? Let it work. If it doesn't work, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Yeah, definitely living the American dream right now. I know, like, I was thinking about that the other day. I was watching, like, Shark Tank or something, and they talked about the American dream, and, like, I am definitely living it. My dad as well, he got to really live it and kind of influenced me to do it as well, because I didn't think I would be here. You know, just a little girl from San Bernardino.
Okay, but where are mom and dad right now?
They're here in San Bernardino.
Okay.
My dad was born in Chicago, Illinois, but grew up in Mexico his whole life. And my mom immigrated when she was 15 from San Juan de los Lagos, Jalisco, out here
A lot of
to
lips goes in.
What?
Yeah.
out here to San Bernardino with my dad. Or they lived in Rialto and then moved.
Nice. Are they proud of you?
Yeah. They don't say those words, but I know it.
You know what? And sometimes people's love languages are different.
Definitely.
And so when someone's admiring you from afar, you may not see it, you might not feel it, you might not hear it, but you do need to know it. Okay?
I feel it.
So
I feel it
promise
for sure.
promise me that you know it.
I know it, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And don't be too much of a people pleaser. You just be I'm going to do it. Yeah. Make your goals and your dreams come true.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love that the innocence of just a tear in your eye of the joy of what it is you're creating, and you know that you're going to do it, and it's just going to take a minute, and so I get to be next to her while she does this ride.
It's a fun ride. Susan is the master of the roller coaster. So,
Oh, sorry about that.
well, and that's what I love about doing this show with you is that how many agents have come here and sat in that seat, and you have had a huge impact on people's lives. So get ready, because she changed my life. Like
Changed
everyone
mine
she
for sure.
runs into. Yeah. So,
I'm going to say God does that, and I just get to watch.
well, you get to be the vessel. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a
So,
little power in it as well.
Well, sometimes my vessel has wine in it.
yeah.
But you're not old enough to drink,
I'm
so
not
don't
old
do it.
enough to drink.
Don't do it.
So, were all those your final thoughts?
I would just say my final thought of the podcast is, number one, you came in here and you were courageous and you just did this with me. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
We'll do this again.
Okay.
And when you have updates and changes, we're going to do it again.
All right.
Okay? And then I encourage you to always believe in who you are and who God designed you to be, and step into that purpose and be brave and bold in every new experience. It might be positive, it might be negative, but you're going to continue to make it a positive. Okay?
Okay.
And stay out of your head.
Okay.
But your head's really pretty, so just, just keep that focused.
Thank you. Thank you.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I know you
believe in
do.
you. I do.
Well, I've only known you for about 24 hours, and
Yeah.
then I know you a lot more now after these 30 minutes or so. But it's very impressive the path that you're on at such a young age, with just that ambition and inspiration that you have. And I think there's going to be a ripple effect when people watch your video, because there's a lot of young people that don't know what they want to do with their lives. They don't have that sense of purpose, or they just don't know how to get started. And I think the key takeaway from today is you got out of the boat and you walked on water. You just showed up, and showing up and knocking on doors and, hey, can I ask you a question? That's literally how it starts. And then all of a sudden you look back 5 years later and you're like, oh, wow, what a ride that was. So
Yep.
I think you're going to be a very inspiring person to watch in this brokerage. So
Thank
good
you.
job, and welcome to the Spotlight. And that concludes this episode of the Signature Studio Spotlight Series with the ball guy in the red tie, Susan Ebert, and Cristina Martinez, saying see you in escrow. Bye.